herself, her little cherub, her firstborn. It was decided that I was suffering from colic, and as mother and child left the home, we did so with the advice that I would benefit, even at this young age, from mashed-up Farley's rusks to settle my poor little stomach. The pattern was set, and Mum swears I didn't sleep for the next 5 years. She and my poor sleep-deprived father would take it in turns to walk me around the bedroom on their shoulder, while they sang in what Dylan Thomas described as the slow, black, crow-black darkness of the Welsh night, waiting for my body to go limp and my breathing to slide into the telltale rhythm of sleep. Mum's repertoire consisted of Lily Marlene, You Are My Sunshine, and the now-forgotten song that sounded like the setup to a Jackie Mason gag, The 3 Jews. Once upon a time there were 3 Jews. Once upon a time there were 3 Jews. Jew, 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 Jew. Once upon a time there were 3 Jews. All the while patting my back in rhythm with the song. Dad opened his set with the first verse of We Plough the Fields and Scatter, repeated ad infinitum, before moving on to There is a Green Hill Far Away. There he was, circling the room in the gloom, a lone, desperate voice in the wilderness. There is a green hill far away, without a city wall, where the dear Lord was crucified, who died to save us all. Crucifixion, while an extreme and, one would hope, last resort, must surely have crossed his mind. We lived at Woodside, a large manor house in Baglan, just next to Port Talbot in South Wales. It belonged to my maternal grandparents, Bob and Margaret, who had bought the place, kept the best bit for themselves, and converted the rest into flats to provide an income. Nan and Grandpa had one side of the ground floor. Mum, Dad and I occupied the other, while the upper floors were taken by a variety of tenants. Most of my memories are of being in my grandparents' part of the house, or in the large sloping garden which wrapped around one side of it. It was a magnificent, imposing house, with a long winding driveway and grand steps sweeping up to a veranda and large central door. Mature rhododendron bushes, in which I would climb and play at Robin Hood and Tarzan, bordered the driveway. There was also a haystack along the way, in which I would leap from one bale to another and slide down the gaps in between. Behind and around the house were fields, with a small farm just off to the side, and the whole thing sat high up on a mountain, from which it was possible to see the coast at Aberavon, while beyond and off to the right lay the shimmering excitement of Swansea. If it seems as though I'm painting a picture of a bucolic idyll, it's because that is how it now appears in my mind. The rhododendron bushes, perfect for small arms and legs to climb through, seemed identical to the surroundings that Hawkeye found himself in each week on the BBC's Last of the Mohicans, which I would watch wide-eyed and then reenact the following day. Even now, all these years later, if I see a rhododendron bush at close quarters, perhaps while taking a walk through a park, I will have to suppress a strong urge to climb in and dangle from a branch. My memories of those early years at Woodside, we lived here on and off for some time, are all late 60s film stock colour-soaked loveliness. Cosy winter evenings with hot buttered toast and Ivor the engine parping away on the television as he puffed around his imaginary North Wales. Long summer days with the French windows open and the net curtains blowing in the breeze as Mum and Nan sat glued for interminable hours to the BBC's coverage of Wimbledon, and I'd wander in and out of the room wondering what all the fuss was about and when it would end. The television was contained within its own lacquered wooden cabinet, the doors rolling back to reveal the screen, and it was here that I would sit and worship at the altar of entertainment. Pinky and Perky, Bill and Ben, and the Herbs as a small child, before my tastes matured and I was able to appreciate the more complex plots of Marine Boy, Champion the Wonder Horse, Robinson Crusoe, and Skippy. We were able, thanks to the house being high on a hill, to pick up the English local ITV provider Westward. The station had a fluffy puppet of a rabbit that would sit with the presenter as he read out the birthdays at